Okay, recording this video after close trade Tuesday 29th of July 2014. Hope your trading went well today. Well, I'm kind of frustrated today, frustrated for a couple of reasons. First of all, I had all good intentions yesterday on Monday to put out a video every day this week and kind of catch up on Emini-Watch. And my video service went down, and it took about 6 hours or something to encode the video. It was just not good, frustrating. Then, market last night for me, so Tuesday during the day, was ready to turn around. I was just waiting for it, and I gave up after 50 minutes, and then it cracked. And we had a beautiful down day. So frustrating I didn't get on board those kind of trending moves. They happened kind of after my kind of window for the day. So I'm a little bit frustrated. But on the plus side, we're about to see some fireworks, so which is kind of good. I was saying on the weekend we're going to drop through some levels on the E-mini and really start to get into trends, and we've got some real action happening in Forex, not so much gold and silver. Anyway, a bit of a rambling start. Let's get into it. 1.3 million contracts traded, big down day today, big kind of white down bar. I think this is an important kind of level here. We are starting to roll over on a bunch of charts, and I'm just showing we're starting to see breaks into trends. So I'm going to show you better X trend, which is a trailing stop based on exhaustion buying and selling, and then a better trend line, which is just a smart kind of trend line where you don't have to think about putting trend lines on charts. So here's better X trend in terms of the Nasdaq. Nasdaq's been the strongest of the lot, kind of going up. We also have kind of record highs on Apple and all kind of positive news, but it's starting to crack around here. We're testing back into it. Down bar today, closing kind of just a fraction under yesterday's close, but it's looking like we're having a go. It's a ways away. The trailing stop is down here, but we might have a go at that. The other ones have started to roll already. So here's the Dow, where we trailed up, and we've been in a down situation for a couple of weeks almost now. So that's today's move. We're looking at this kind of pivot low is really important. There's the S&P 500. We're getting close to that support level there to break, and then here's the E-mini day session only data, kind of big down bar today, again very close to that support level. So that could easily go on a bunch of charts. And if you look at the trend line on the 35-minute chart, remember there are exactly three 135-minute bars in a day session of the E-mini. We've been in consolidation here. All these little white bars sitting underneath a falling trend line and above a rising trend line means we're in congestion here, waiting for the next trend move. This was the last little congestion zone that we had. We had a little bit of a false breakout. We came back into it, consolidated again, and then bang, got this thing going a couple of months ago. Now we're sitting in another consolidation zone, waiting for the next trend break. My guess is we're going to break to the downside here. And you can also see it on the highest time frame tip bar charts. So 40,500 tip bar charts, the highest one I use. You just keep on going up by a factor of 3, starting at the 500 tip bar chart on my day trading charts, and you're getting close to the maximum what TradeStation can handle on tip bars. So this is the highest time frame tip bar chart. So Sunday's video, I was saying we're breaking through this, or we're very close to the support level on the 40,500 tip bar chart. A break of this would take us into a trend move. Well, we started the break overnight, and then we kind of rallied back. Today's activity was very weak. We hit resistance here, and we're kind of coming back down. When we roll over, trends don't move from uptrends to downtrends quickly. It takes time. There's kind of a consolidation phase. And what you see on better sine wave is that the uptrend is marked by the resistance levels getting broken consistently higher, and the support levels acting as levels that the market will bounce from really quickly. It won't hang around at the support level. It'll just bounce off it straight away, and it'll tend to break up through the highs of the resistance level. When we start to see a downtrend, we see the opposite. We start to break support levels and bounce off resistance levels really quickly. So we had a little bit, this was still an uptrending situation here because we bounced off support and we've broken through resistance. So the market's still strong at this point, but then we immediately go the other way and we're breaking through support. That shows the market is weak. We come to the next resistance level and we just bounce straight off it. We don't play through it. It just acts as resistance, and we bounce away from it really quickly. That is the first sign that the trend is starting to change. So the low down here from a couple of days was 1962. That's really important level. For the time being, it's held, but that's the level to look like to kind of go through there. And in the background, we've got these exhaustion patterns, bearish divergence, flush patterns, and so on kind of going on. We've had very weak buying up into these highs this time around, and over here, today's activity. And what I'm looking for is a break below this, get us into a trending situation on the 40,500 tip bar chart. So I'm pretty bearish today. This is what was frustrating for me today, because I was trading the first 50 minutes of the day, didn't really kind of get anything much out of it. I had a losing trade before the open of half point, I had a losing trade at the open of a 1 point, and then a winner of 1 point. So I kind of ended the day kind of down a half after 3 trades. So, but it was setting up beautifully for a change in trend. Everything was working out nicely around this turning point. It just took forever, and I just kind of gave up. So we'd had exhaustion buying over here yesterday, activity, bearish divergence right on the 0 line. So when we see that, wait for a bigger dig up, and that ended up being a flush pattern here. It was pullback to dirty end of trend. Remember, the end of trend didn't print here because the pullback level was violated, but it's a cyclical kind of ending point there. We have blue professional bars and that, a Rambo pattern right at the top of the day. And then this blue professional bar, we don't crack the highs, we crack the lows, and we kind of get going down here. That's showing the strength of the selling down at this point here. We bounce up, pretty strong bounce up, but then we close on the lows for today's activity. A whole bunch of blue professional bars, as you expect at the end of the day. Not worried about this as being kind of stopping this thing on the way down. I'd have thought we'd need to see a similar type exhaustion pattern as this trend move starts to break, hopefully tomorrow. 1500 tip bar chart. This is where the exhaustion pattern's to me really important in terms of trending. So this was the activity during the first 50 minutes of the day where we had exhaustion, bearish divergence, exhaustion. Up here we got a final little bearish divergence, bang, and then we cracked that support level into a downtrend. I must have quit trading and gone to my bed minutes before this kind of got going, so I'm really frustrated about that. Beautiful little trending move down with exhaustion sell on a left shoulder. That's what I'm talking about. Exhaustion sell on a left shoulder. Big readings as well. That would have been 16,000 on 1500 tip bar charts. Big reading. Then a little pullback to end of trend. You can see amateur up bars, not right there. That's kind of weak buying. We kind of wrap around and finally put in our pullback end of trend and bullish divergence. So a beautiful little move. Then we have a strong bounce back, but into these Rambo patterns. And you can see the amateurs getting confused. It's all amateur up bar stuff there. And then we see a blue professional bar. Here we go, bang, getting this move going. And this is after 11 in the morning, so we're having to think, is this going to be a reversal day? Is this going to be the bottom for the day? Is this kind of in? Well, no, it's not. It's a strong bounce back, but then we break to new lows by the end of the day. Today's a down day, kind of getting this thing going. We're now in a downtrend on the 1500 tip bar chart, so things are starting to kind of roll over. So frustrating for me, but in terms of calls, we're having some fun. Euro saying been wildly bearish on the euro for weeks and weeks, and it's starting to break down. This is breaking into a downtrend, so we're going to get some fireworks on the euro. That's going to continue down. We're going to have some big days as this thing kind of cracks down, and all of the other type risk on type currencies are starting to roll over, but there are different stages of strength, so they've made different patterns. The euro is the weakest of the lot, and they're all starting to roll over. So yen is starting to roll over. We just have never been able to get through this 99 kind of level on the futures contract. We've had exhaustion, bearish divergence. Look at all these kind of volume patterns on the upside here. Just cannot break us through there. So we've given up the ghost, and this time now we're bang, heading on the way down on Japanese yen. Canadian dollar with the Aussie dollar has been really strong, but then that was the news. I don't follow the Canadian central bank or politics at all, but there was probably some kind of announcement on rates or something like that. Anyway, a big down day kind of got this thing going, not unlike the euro type pattern that we saw at the highs. It was a lovely little bearish divergence right on there, and we've had two really strong days here. So the Canadian dollar is starting to wrap around. The pound, I talked about my love for the pound was kind of starting to wane. I'm not sure when I recorded that video. It was kind of back over here. We were starting to roll over. Well, we had a final kick up, push up to 72s, and then now it's starting to roll over. We couldn't make a pullback to end of trend level. We're breaking that through that support. You can see how weak the selling is, the buying is, and the selling starting to accelerate on the downside. So we're starting to roll over on the pound and the dollar index. Of course, the reverse of all of these. After our U-turn, bang, we're cracking up. Everybody hates the dollar, but in times of trouble, it's where people run. And Aussie dollar, again, one of the strongest of the lot. The Canadian dollar and the Aussie dollar were doing really nicely. The Canadian cracked, a week or two ago. Now the Aussie dollar, we put in pullback to end of trend. We've been messing around up here. It could easily just roll and go with the others because they're going to move as a group. So there we go. That's about all I have to say. Anyway, so looking forward to the next couple of days. Should get exciting. So look for this level, this kind of the lows, yesterday's lows. Let me just pull up the highest time frame tip bar chart. What am I looking at? There we go. I'm getting confused. Getting old. Look for this level to get broken on the downside, and then once that's in play, then this one's in play. The 45 type level kind of down here. So should get interesting. Hope your trading is going well.